Hey, good evening, everybody. How's it going? What's happening? Hope everybody's well. Hope everybody had a great Christmas time. I know here in the old home here, we had a great time of eating and feasting and a lot of game playing. We played lots of great games. Now, my family is not a they're not well. One of my youngest sons, more of into role play, but for the most part, my family's board games, card games, and things like that. So we played some new games. One's called Flip 7, pretty cool game. Also played Spot It. That was a fun, fast type of game. And let's see, what else? Hey there, Gary Lewis. Merry Christmas to you, sir. So what else? We played, what else did we play? Flip 7, Spot It. I can't remember. We played a number of games. They were fun. They were fun stuff. And so tonight, I just want to let you know I'm gonna be talking about just doing a little review. I'm not gonna go super long tonight. Your participation in this is welcome, by the way, because as I review kind of where I've been this past year, I would like your feedback as to where maybe we go in the future. What does 2026 hold? I have some ideas, but that doesn't mean anything because life is just the way it's going to be, and so I have to respond as life does. Hey there, Matthew Sherman. Good to see you, buddy. Always a pleasure to see you. And so I am going to show you a few things. I went to the store today, spent some of my Christmas money, bought a few things that I think are going to help me out a little bit. Let's see, I bought Stronghold Builder's Guidebook. I picked this up today for a whopping $9.25. And it has a lot of things in it that you don't think about, right? You can't have all knowledge. You just can't think about everything. And so I'm designing a stronghold right now for an adventure I have for last year, by the way, coming up January. I did 30 days of dungeons. We'll talk about that in a second. I did 30 days of every day I drew a dungeon. And so I've actually been working on one of the adventures to go along with that, trying not to make it long, trying not to make it complicated. I want to make it simple for DMs. I want to make it simple. And I picked this up just for ideas, just to look through and go, oh, what would be in that little that bastion? What would be in that place that the people built, right? And so I'm looking, you got to just refresh your ideas a little bit. So I have that, and then I also picked up. I've never owned a copy of this, but I've always heard about it. Is Mutants and Masterminds, and that was a whopping $15. Got a good deal on that. And it's a D20 game. I hear that third edition is better. Up for debate, maybe. You let me know down in the comments whether or not you played Mutants and Masterminds and whether you think third edition is the best edition. I don't know. You can let me know in the chat. But a quick walkthrough. It's all stuff that I'm familiar with. So I think it's going to be a good thing. I may review it. I may do something with it. We'll see. But I've never owned it. Greetings, Lord Matty. It's good to see you. And a Merry Christmas to you, sir. And then to go along with that, I picked up, and I should have picked up the other one. I'm going to go, I may go tomorrow and go pick it up because it's 20 minutes away, but I probably should have picked it up. But this one, I'll tell you what that was in a second. This here is the Book of Magic source book for that, and has a lot of cool artwork. Is fantastic in it. Looks great. And so I picked that up. Let's see, what was that? A whole $5. The other one was the Weapons and Warriors. I think if you wanted to make like a Conan character, if you wanted to make a Kull or Khazar from the comic books, those kind of characters, you could do that. So I'm going to go back probably and pick that up. That was $20, but you know what? It looked good. I should have just got it, but my cheap brain kicked in and said, "No, you don't really need that." Like I need anything else, right? Like most of your places, if I did a camera in your room where you keep your books at, I mean, it's. Let me tell you what else I saw though. Let me tell you what I probably saw somebody sold. Probably looks like their entire first edition Pathfinder. Now I have played. In fact, first edition Pathfinder got me back into role playing games. It was back in 2002, maybe. And I just started going to the game shop, and some people were playing. Pathfinder was the hot thing. Fourth edition was, tanking, not doing very well. And I said, well, okay, I'll play in a few games in Pathfinder Society. Wound up doing that. Wound up running Pathfinder, and so over 20 years ago, got that's Pathfinder. But I looked at it and went, no, sir. No, sir. I kept my first edition boxes over there. I have a second edition box of Pathfinder. I kept some resources. Yeah, yeah, Dungeon Devil, you are correct. It is, but I felt so bad for this guy because you go to these return book places, and it is literally pennies on the dollar that you're going to get back. I probably sold 10 or 12, 15 books maybe, and I got like $15. There were some ones there that I was somewhat interested in, but I had the Emerald Dungeon Spire Dungeon, Mega Dungeon. I was like, I don't need that. I'm not going to run a Mega. All the signs point to me not running a Mega Dungeon, so I'm not going to do it. So I said, I'm not going to buy it. Why am I going to fill up my shelves? I have tons of great old school material here that I want to bring to this channel. And so I'm not going to, mess it up by talking about all this other stuff. Well, I'm not going to mess with it. So, yeah, it is. I agree, Lord Mattis. It is better to do that, but I just wanted to get rid of it. I just did not want to ship. It was one of those deals where I didn't want to ship. I said, I want to clear off these shelves. You know how you get? Like, I just want to get rid of this. Like, let somebody else have it. It's fine. And I don't really miss it. Like, I couldn't tell you what I actually got rid of. I kept my core rule books for Pathfinder for second edition as well. I kept the core stuff. I kept a few fun things that I'm looking at over there. Inner Sea Races, Inner Sea World Guide, Strategy Guide, Monster Codex, Horror Adventures. So, Game Mastery Guide, Adventurer's Guide. So, but yeah, it was quite the deal, and it's so tempting. It is. You look at it and go, oh, but you're not going to buy it all. I mean, they're going to price it up, and you're not going to be able to do it. Is the chat spam? It's the robots. It's the robots. Absolutely. The bots are in there. I picked up a bunch of Earthdawn stuff for 45 at my local game store this summer. I will never play it, but I wanted to read it. And here's where okay, so there was one thing I did want. That I saw it, but I am not one to buy myself things during the month of December because I'm saving that money to buy gifts for others. So I'm staring at this thing and I'm thinking to myself, I'm hoping, will it still be there? And it was only $50, but I still didn't want that $50. I wanted to give to somebody. I wanted to buy a gift for my family or somebody and say, hey, look, here's a gift, but I didn't want to buy it for myself. I feel selfish in that way. I say, I don't want to buy that. If it's there after Christmas, so be it. Perfectly fine. And I said, okay, so what was it? You're wondering, what is that, Paul? Well, it was Savage Worlds Rifts set. A whole box set. I guess maybe it was the Kickstarter or something like that. It's $50. I like Rifts. I think I've played it one time, and it was fine. But I love the multi-dimensional aspect, right? The different worlds you can tap into. And it was Savage Worlds, which I had played at convention, so I was somewhat familiar with that. And it wasn't there. So you know what? I just say, look, God's will be done. You know what? It wasn't there. It's perfectly fine that it wasn't there. I wasn't even sad about it. I was like, you know what? It wasn't there. I'm glad I didn't buy it. I'm glad I didn't pay the $50 for it. I'm glad I didn't do that. I'm glad I just said, you know what? I'll wait on it. If it's there, I'll get it. If it's not, so be it. And then I went back and I found this cool stuff, the Mutants and Masterminds. Fine with me. Works for me. So anyway, that's my adventure in shopping. And by the way, if you're interested, I will let you know that I'll make a quick plug real quick. that I still have, by the way. My zines are still on sale. My Crit Happens zine is this bundle, which is a Hexcrawl bundle. Starts with the Hexcrawl of Horror in the world of Kriesh. So if you're interested in that, it's only $9.99 for the 9 books. So it's half price. I usually sell the zines for $2, and you get a pretty good amount of pages. I mean, you're getting like, anywhere between 25 and 50 pages. I think the biggest one is like 50 pages. So if you're interested in that, there'll be links down below that you can get a hold of that for yourself. Lots of good ones in there. You have one on the dead, my kind of take on the dead, the cults of Kriesh, that's there. Land of the Gods explains all the kind of those who founded the world, the deities. You have the survivors. Because of the apocalypse that happens, because of these witches, the witches of the Blackened Earth who did terrible things, stuff happened. An entire village of Skyreach, I totally decked that out. Dragons of Kriesh, clans of Kel and Kale, kind of a mountainous region. And then, of course, those people I just talked about, the witches of the Blackened Earth. So if you're interested in those, link in the description. All right, so let's talk about... I think I left this one out. Guardians of Kriesh. There we go. All right, so I'm going to bring up my screen. I'm just going to go through kind of where I'm at on YouTube a little bit. Yeah, Gary, I like they do look great. They are so tasty tempting, aren't they? They just are. And yeah, the cover's nice, yeah. All right, so let me go ahead and go to my screen here, and I'll kind of show you my... data, and here's where we're at. This is the last 365 days. Let me go ahead and see if I can put a little camera over here. I hope I won't. Make myself tiny way over here. So as I'm looking at this, it's just a quick update, kind of what the year was like. So over the year. Was 61,000 views. Watch time was watch time in hours, 3,000 hours. Subscribers, 423. And my estimated revenue here is 244.33. It's not terrible. It's something, right? And once again, if you're thinking about doing YouTube, by the way, and those of you that are in here do YouTube, you know that the money is not why we do this. It's very nice, but we're hobbyists. We're gamers. We do things just because we want to do them, because we have fun with them. But I also like the YouTube part of it because it gets the word out to others about this great hobby we're in. And so, just by the numbers here, you can see, it just says, I'm not necessarily a big numbers guy, so I don't want this to come across like, bitching and complaining. It's fine. It is what it is. Everything to me, leadership, stands and falls on me. So if I'm making videos, it's either because I'm not making the right kind of videos. I am not, I'm not making the right kind of videos. I have the worst thumbnails. I have, I understand the system. I have a whole, by the way, for those, it's a whole nother channel I have. That I've done for like the past 15 years from my other job. And I had like 13,000 subs. It's kind of dead too. 13.5 subs. It's fine. It was successful for the time that it was successful for, which is great. This channel, I'm trying to duplicate some of that if I can. Yeah, you know what? Dungeon Devil, when I show you the shorts is what's working. And I need to do a better job at that. That's, I need to put that down and say, hey, that's what needs to happen, more shorts. Because I watch your shorts as well, and they're very simple, and I need to do a better job of that. And, 308,000 in the last 50 days with them. Man, that's fantastic. Congrats to you, sir. So once again, anything that I'm talking about here is not about complaint. It's just about where it is. The only thing that makes it better is me. Right? I don't blame people. I put it on other people. I don't get angry. Like companies get mad at their, companies blame their customers. I don't blame my viewers. Okay. I blame me. Okay. So as you can see here, as I go through, I got 1,949 subscribers. Would I like another 51 subs just to give me 2,000 just because of numbers, right? Just because of like my affinity for even numbers? Sure. If I don't, I'm not going to worry about it. Okay. But you can see over here on the right, 466 views last 48 hours. Not terrible. I just finished up my series on the Wilhelm Reach, which is I want to say first or second edition setting for D&D. And I've done those. Those have done pretty well. My D&D Beyond Maps walkthrough has done very well. That was done like last year, or maybe early this year, or maybe last year. Then you have right here, like, look at the shorts, like right when you said that, Dungeon Delver. Hey, look at this guy. Super chat $2. Thank you from the Dungeon Delver. Small D&D, what YouTubers have only ourselves to support. That's right. That's right. We're trying to make it work, man. We're trying to make it happen and bring the joy to other people. That's all we're trying to do, right? So, like you said, Dungeon Delver, here's can your wizard talk their way out of this one? And that's 3,455 views. Okay? And those were simple things where I was just rolling. It was just a simple thing where I did a dice roll every day. And I don't remember how I did it. Maybe a week I did it, something like that. Maybe 2. And they were fun, but sometimes it's bandwidth, right? I just sometimes don't have the bandwidth to do the thing. And it was just a fun roll it was a roll of the day is what it was, basically. Roll of the day. Can your wizard talk away out of this? And I just roll a check and see what happens. And then I'll give a little brief scenario of what is happening. Oh yeah. I think we all know this. This is not news to most of us here. Bill is a great guy. Confirmed. But thank you for confirming that, Mr. Sherman. So you can see here the numbers for the year. And there are videos that I like. Of course, we all do videos for those that do YouTube. We all have videos that we like that we think it should have done better, right? We're always like that. Well, it should have done better. We're like actors and actresses or that say, well, that movie should have done better. It was my finest performance. I should have won an Oscar for that. Or at least be nominated. And we're like, no, that's not how that works. But look at all these shorts. Your top content in this period. All of most of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 of them are shorts. The Rules Light RPG Deathbringer. That was great. Of course, anything attached to, Professor DM usually does pretty well if you're talking about Deathbringer or those type of things. I liked my artwork. I liked all that stuff. How to make your own D&D dungeons in 3 easy steps. That was a good video. That was the beginning, I think. I want to say that was the beginning of my 30 days, 30 dungeons, which I still have. Hopefully we'll see more of that. So yeah, the GOAT, Keep on the Borderlands. That did very well. So, once again, am I happy with it? Sure. I'm thrilled that anybody watches. I'm thrilled to have people in chat. I'm thrilled to just, be here and communicating with people. But I'm also one, and I know me better than most, obviously. I'm the person that knows me best, that I am extremely competitive with myself. I'm not competitive against other YouTubers. I'm competitive. The only person I measure myself against is me. Am I doing good? Am I doing right with the time that I have? Am I giving my best? Am I showing up? Am I giving good energy? Am I inviting people in to be a part of things, right? So that's what it's about for me. And I'm happy with what I've done. I think I can get better. That's what I think anyway. I think I can get better. And so let's go over to just content real quick. You saw some of the numbers there. So under content, you have new viewers last 365 days. Well, that's, I don't know what that's, subscribers, right? Plus 357. Videos, 41 views. I got 41,000 there. Published content, last 360, 71. So I think I did 71 videos. I made 71 videos this past year. So that's, let's see, a little bit more, I mean, with the live streams. I have to tell you that my favorite times on YouTube is when I'm doing live play games. I'm not running them, but I'm a part of them with people like Joe the Lawyer or Tim Shorts or the Erudite DM or Chubby Funster or, you know, all those cast of characters, Ken, Vance, all these guys who I did those live videos with. When I'm wearing a shirt right now, I'm wearing my where's my Bring the Doom shirt that I made. Bring the Doom, which was all about my my character in that game, which was a blast. By the way, you can buy these shirts. I'll put a link down below. Bring the Doom, if you're a Bring the Doom person. If you like barbarians that bring doom, I got you covered. So yeah, I made 71 videos, which is basically, if you include the lives, you average one a week, right? So I tried to do that. Live streams, there are 68 live streams. So that's a lot there. So made videos, created videos, 71 is good. And I've done 68 live streams. And I've done 15 shorts. So Dungeon Devil, I need to do better. I clearly need to do better, okay? Simple as that. I need to make more shorts. I'll make a short about my finds today, right? Or I may, like you, go through my stuff and go, hey, what's your memory of this, right? Or my memory of this, share a memory, and then get people to share theirs. Okay. Typical views. Shorts get between 810 and 1700. Videos, 120 to 270. Live streams, 20 to 50. Views across formats. We have those. Impressions. So 1.4 million. 76.4% from your YouTube recommending your content. I like that. Thank you, YouTube. Views from impressions, watch time impressions, browse features. All right. So let's go over to audience. And then you can see that. Okay. Popular with audience. There's the popular ones. Once again, most of them shorts. I need to do a better job. Videos growing my audience. Now that's an interesting one. The new viewers who return, those are low. But these are ones that are growing my audience. So when I'm running games for teenagers, people have an interest in that. So most of these, like 4 new Forgotten Realms resources coming from Ed Greenwood. Okay. I'll be doing more on that. So a bunch of those are growing the channel. That's great. Let's see. I got an, everybody watches. That's pretty good. More than usual on the lives. That's fantastic. Let's see. Percent of total subscribers who turned on all notifications. That's not bad. 221, right? That's 11.4%. It's not terrible. I like you know what? I do appreciate the fact that my audience here, if you look here, is 25 to 34 years old, which I like. I like this area right here, this 18 to 44, especially if these guys here are just getting into the hobby and they need advice. I like reaching those folks because I want to help them get better at what they do. I want to help them become better dungeon masters, better players. You know, I want to help them with that stuff, right? And then there's revenue, which we've already kind of looked at. I'll make, like I said, a little over $200 this year, something like that. Let's go to trends real quick. So these are what's trending. And I got to say, it's fine. You have Bob the Will Builder, which these clickbaity things about how I don't want to talk about. Can I just say, and this is just, I know this is why I don't want to talk about how bad other people are. I want to talk about how good other things are, right? I don't want to talk about how Wizards of the Coast is terrible and why. And I know people love that stuff. It's not my jam. I don't want to talk about them. I want to keep their name out of my mouth. They're irrelevant to me and to my hobby. Because there's like, I'm talking about the news, right? There's the games. Yeah. But there's also the fact that I don't want to talk about, I don't want to give them more airtime than necessary. And I don't want to use them like, to say, oh, I'm going to build my channel off hating other things, you know, and that's unfortunate. I understand the psychology of it, by the way. I truly do. People, our little brains, our little lizard brains we're like danger. We love terrible things, bad news more than we like good news. And if it's dumb and nasty and it's terrible, people love that stuff. And I maybe I just don't want to feed more of that into the world. I just don't. But it's terrible it's great from me on principle because it keeps me healthy, keeps my mind healthy and my heart healthy. But it's bad for the channel because I want to focus on things that I think matter. I'm wrong, probably, clearly by the numbers I'm showing you. It's not great, but there's just some things I'm not going to, that I feel bad doing, and I don't want to do things that make me feel bad. I want to create content that makes other people feel good about the hobby and about the things they're getting into, right? That's kind of my jam. That's what I want to do. So then you have these other ones here. You have my honest opinion on Tactical Swords. That's kind of cool. I'm down for that. How to play Dungeons and Dragons for beginners, Dungeons and Dragons gameplay. So I have some of that. I can tag that up. And then you have Solo Table RPG for beginners. Let me talk about that. So let me just get off of this for just a second. Let me come back to the real world, the real screen. Okay. Go back to my camera. Let me get back to, I'll get to comments here. Let's see. Bill says, we're too close to each other here to compete. You're not my competition, and I'm not yours, nor is Dungeon Minister. Arise, tides. I agree. Nice shirt. I confirm that too. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. Let's see. 68 live stream. That's a lot there. It is. And you know why, too? I'll tell you this. I would rather come live, right? I'd rather come to you live because I don't want to create the thing. I know how to create the thing. I know how to make a video. I know how to edit. I know how to do graphics. I know how to do all those things. That is the time consuming part. That's the part where I'm going, oh boy, do I want to make a video? And by make a video, it's like, do I need to spend time editing? Yes, all the things. I have been a part of mastermind groups of video editing, video content. I've done all the stuff. I've been through all the things. I know what is required. The question is, do I want to do that? Is that the video I want to make? And some of them I do, and some of them I don't have time to do that. I can only do what I can do, right? As we all can. Hey, Death Angel Shadow, hail him, yes. Okay. Let's see. Do your thing, Paul. You're very inspirational. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. I'm down for it, brother. I want you to have a great gaming life. I want you to have a great life in general, but if games are a part of that, more power, more fantastic, right? Same, but there is news that can impact us, especially on the old school. We need to report it. We have a responsibility. Well, okay, I understand that. I guess my part is I don't know which news am I responsible for? Which news do I need to be responsible for? Maybe we need to do like Joe the lawyer. Tankar and Joe Block are doing. They're covering topics, right? So they do the same thing. So maybe Dungeon Minister, maybe Dungeon Delver, maybe you need to tell me what I need to report on. Like, which news do I need to get out there? Because I'm like, I don't know which news impacts this or that or the other. I'll report it. Maybe we need to tag team on that. Like, let's get this word out about this. Okay, well, what does that mean? Or we do a live, or we do something, right? So, we can work that out. So I'd rather talk about how great others are, but I can't help myself sometimes. I agree. Yeah, sir. I understand. I'm bad. Right? You click that one video and there are 100 more videos to take its place that tell you all the terrible things, right? We don't have to, shouldn't be Dungeons and Endurance course, but at the same time, we can't turn a blind eye to stuff Wizards Coast does, and it's going to hurt the hobby, especially. Yeah, I agree with you, Dungeon Dev. Once again, which news? Like it feels like there's 1,000 things going on. Like, what am I going to talk about? Like, and why does that matter? Right? I guess I need more. You, I know, sir, are very passionate about it. And maybe my passion level is just not there in regards to that. Help me, Obi-Wan, help me. Okay. So yeah. So listen, I don't want to take a whole bunch of time tonight. Back to what I was talking about earlier. I would like to do some solo gaming. I've been super hesitant. Is not the word, because I'm a community type guy. I love being around the table with other people, but I also look at solo play not as an end of itself, but it is a pathway to more creativity. It's a pathway for me, not for everybody. For me, it's a pathway to more creativity. It's a pathway to discover new things, a new world, a new setting, a magic item, whatever it is. That creative process, most of us who are creatives operate in a lab of some kind in our heads or in our room here. We have a little lab of setup of things that we do. And so that I enjoy that solo process. I don't know if I'm going to like solo gaming, but I'm going to give it a shot. And I'm going to try to start maybe next Sunday. Maybe just get on Sunday night, just call it Solo Sundays, and jump on and see what happens. I'll prep. Like, I'm not just going to like get on here and just mess around. Like, I'll take it seriously. But I'd like to hear from you guys, right? I'm just showing you the numbers. I'm telling you where my heart is. I'm trying to do my best to bring the best of the hobby I can to those things, old school stuff, stuff that matters like that. So you tell me in the chat, in the comments, those who watch later on, tell me later, what do you see me doing well, maybe that you want more of? And maybe some new stuff. You say, Paul, I think you do a good job at this. Why don't you investigate that, right? Dungeon Delver says, well, case in point, say Wizco screws up printing of some 5.5 book, cost them $500,000. Who cares? Doesn't impact us. But if tomorrow Wizco has jacked up the price of the POD, Classic D and stuff. Okay, I understand that. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm not in the thing too, Delvers. I'm not in the news feed of that, right? Because I'm not clicking on that stuff, I don't get that stuff, right? Feel free to send me a message and go, hey, did you see this, Paul? Did you see this? Because it's not in my algorithm. I'm not in that. My eyes are not trained on those things. So I'm not watching that unless I'm watching your channel. Then I hear about it. And then maybe I need to be more responsive and say, hey, Dungeon Delver did a thing on this. Maybe I need to go ahead and do a video about that as well. So maybe that's my way to then find out is I'll just watch your channel and then I'll say, yeah, I'll do a video about that. And how do I feel about it? Right? Because that's basically just my feelings on it. What do I think about that? Do I think people should be doing that? Right? And have a straight opinion about it. That's fine. I can do that. But I don't like clicking on a bunch of other people's stuff that they're bemoaning. I don't mind news. But like I said, I'll figure it out. Hey, Gothridge Manor, how are you, sir? Just talking about you earlier, about some of my best videos. I don't get the most views, but the best videos I've done this year are all our live plays. To me, are my favorites. Now, maybe here you have a favorite video I've done this year. Feel free to share that in the comments. If there's a video I've done, I've also done a video on Tim's how to, what did we talk about? I have the book here somewhere. Yes. Starter Adventures by Tim Shorts. Highly recommend. Highly recommend. Oh, by the way, I need to get rid of that. There's Mini-Me down there. I got to get rid of Mini-Me. There's two of me there. Ah! So yeah, Starter Adventure. I did that. That was a great video. I enjoyed doing that. I enjoyed doing, that was the duets video that I did. So yeah, I'm just happy to be here, guys. I'm doing my best. I'm trying to, I'm approaching that golden age, right? That most of us are either there or over. And that puts me within, whatever reach. I don't think I'm ever going to retire, whatever that means. But I'm going to keep trying. I'm going to keep moving. I'm going to keep trying new ideas and see what happens. But I totally agree with Dungeon Devil. I need to do more shorts. It just needs to happen. And I'll figure that part out. I'll just have to, it just comes down to execution. That's all it is. And that's on me. That's on nobody else. That's just me having to pick this up and go, that's cool. Let's look at that and put that stuff out there. So any questions for me? Is there anything, like I said, is there anything that you see on my channel? You say, Paul, I think you should do more of this. Paul, I think you should do less of this. Paul, I think clearly Dungeon Devil believes I should report on the news some more. Maybe I will. I'll take cues from his channel because I'm already subscribed. By the way, everybody should subscribe to Tim's channel and the Dungeon Delver and Gary and Lord Mattias. You should subscribe to them, all the peoples. But yeah, maybe I'll get my news stuff for, from Dungeon Delver and go, maybe I'll do a video about that and see what my feelings are. They don't have to be long, but they'll be there. Yeah, they were fun. Fun. I've been working on content for our duet game. Wow. Okay. Looking forward to that. Old Hobbs. Hobbs will be ready, sir, when you are ready. But yeah, feel free down in the comments, all the things, thumbs up, all that stuff. Says, I like to watch whatever gaming thing you were excited about at the time. Yeah, and that's true too. That's a very good point, Tim. That, you know what, whatever's, as you can tell, I'm not into what's hot. It's just what I'm hot about, what I'm excited about. Like, I'm excited about, this book I found, Mutants and Masterminds, today. I was like, that's great. I'm excited about that. I'm excited about working on my adventure, which is using my Stronghold Builders book, guidebook that I picked up today. So, I'm excited about those things. I'm excited about, my passions, like many of yours, change from time to time, of what we're passionate about in the moment. And I say, well, I'll make a video about that because it's easier to make videos. I think everybody would agree here. It's easier to make videos you're excited about, and you don't really want to make videos you're not excited about. And maybe that's why I don't do a lot of news videos, why I don't do a lot of, look what, idiot number one over here is doing, right? Because I'm not excited about that. I'm excited about new resources. I'm excited about stuff that I'm creating. I'm excited about running games for new players. I'm excited about that stuff. And so, yeah, that's all. I'm excited about, reading, like getting new resources, like this new collaborative campaign design book that I'm reading. So far, so good. I think it's a good resource. I don't know if, I haven't read through it all, so I can't really comment on it. But so far, so good. And then when I'm done, I'll bring the best of that. So I'm excited about reading stuff like that. But you guys feel free to leave comments down below. I'm going to go and, by the way, I think Tenkar's Tavern is now live. So feel free to go over there, go watch their live video. They're doing an end of the year thing. I wanted to get my end of the year thing done while I had time. And I want to thank all of you for joining and being a part today and hanging out for a little while. But I'm going to go. Maybe I'll go over there, hang out for a little while, see what's going on. And I'm going to be busy working on this channel to serve you nice folks who are gamers out there and bring hopefully the best of what I can bring to you in 2026. Leave me some comments down below, though, or in the chat, wherever, to say, look, what are some things you want to talk about or want me to maybe look into for the new year. So, all right. I think that's it for today, everybody. And I will see you guys in the next video. Talk to you guys later. Have a good night, everybody.